Might take that journey inside.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Odhiambo, and welcome again to another episode of Hoop Diaries. Last week, guys, I was not able to upload because, I was sorting out my mom and nobody that she has been going through. So it's quite tricky to record, but I'm happy. In fact, last week I was asking Elizabeth about, hey, we were supposed to record, and then she reminded me, no, we're actually supposed to record now this weekend. So it was planned. Unajua nilikuwa na rest, alafu sasa nirudi sasa. Yeah, so first off, before we start recording, I want to thank everybody who's been contributing through prayers, through your monies, manzezi zimesaidia sana. Now we have a break of like 2 weeks, and then we'll go back for another checkup, and then we know what will come after. Okay, it's a journey that tumeingia sasa. So first off, nimesema tuacha nimeshukuru because a lot of basketball players and coaches actually came through for me. So asanteni sana. So on today's episode, we have a guest who used to play basketball. He's still part of basketball, but in a different way. Our guest today is called Elizabeth Waliuba. I tried to make sure that I got it right. Yeah, right. We are so happy to have you on the show. We're going to learn about what you're doing. I saw what you're doing and I was like, manze, I have to host you on the show because you're a basketball player and you need some great things happening. So without further ado, nataka tukaribishe. You can introduce yourself and then, tell us what you do, and then you can start getting into your diary. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much for hosting me here today. I am glad that we made it. Najua tumekuwa tukiongea, tukipanga, tunatenga time pia zinajicheza kivyao, but I'm happy that we're here today and we are having this conversation. And maybe just before I introduce myself, I'll also just like to appreciate you getting time off your busy schedule and also your schedule, your normal life schedule. I know what has happening this week. So it is an honor just you taking time off to have me on this platform to be able to discuss about my diary, as you say it. So I do appreciate your commitment and also your sacrifice.
Thank you.
Jina yangu, I don't know why people always say my name is difficult, but it's the easiest name you can ever say. It's Waliuba. Waliuba. Mm-hmm. I know call me other different names. Some people in the basketball scene know me as Babs.
Yes.
That's
how I know you. By the way, that's how I know you, Babs. Hata niliona Elizabeth nikashindwa. Elizabeth Babs. Hii short form ya ama hii short form gani? Yeah, by the way, I know you as Babs.
Ukikuja kwa ID utanipata Elizabeth. So today I'll go by the name Elizabeth. Tuachane na Babs. Don't go. Right. It's a pleasure having me being hosted here by you. And just a little bit about myself. I am a health professional. And maybe sometimes if you look at my social media, you'll wonder if I'm really into health. But being a health professional, I've been able to work in different entities and focus areas, including health, social development, and but also includes community development. And I'm very, very much passionate about gender issues as well as youth and gender. So that is why maybe umeona kenye nimefanya around the social media and also aspects of development. So maybe shortly I will just say that my advocacy in line with gender issues and the youth is grounded in advancing gender equality and justice for girls and women. But you don't forget about our too. And this is through feminist action, youth-led action, as well as community-rooted activities. And why community-rooted activities is because the communities is at the center of what we are doing. There's no way that we'll be able to work and say that we are solving problems when the community is not involved. So we are working on community-centered designs to ensure that the community is very much involved kwa kazi yote ambayo tunafanya. So mostly I work in the intersection of grassroots mobilization, and this is where basketball comes on board. Then also about social norms transformation. We have issues on cultural norms and community norms that continue to affect girls and women. and then also in line with policy engagement to be able to dismantle these barriers that continue to limit us young people and especially the girls and women in our communities from achieving their full potential, So for me, I gender holistically, and sometimes when I speak about gender, people just think about girls and women. So when we're talking about it's all inclusive, we have he, we have his, we have they and them. So it's holistically at how do we, how we identify ourselves, thrive in the communities that we are living, but with a focus on girls and women because of the lived realities and experiences that I've been able to see just running through life. And I'm glad that basketball has been one of the learning points for me through my just career development and also just the life experiences. So that is a great for you by Elizabeth.
Nice. That is good. Yeah, that is the reason I was like, we need to have you on the show so that at least people also know about other things you can do through basketball, like what you're doing. Because there are some things nimekuja gundua, basketball is a big family, and people are like in different careers, and we need to bring that back also now to the young people to show them, hey, you can play basketball, but you can also be in another career, and maybe you can even use basketball in that career that you're doing. I feel like almost in every career kuna venye unaweza weka basketball, hata kama it's like even if in finances you can have a basketball camp and maybe teach. You can teach these young guys about money, about investing, about saving, unajua psychology ya pest and all these things. So I was like, I have to bring now people from their careers wakuja hapa and they share with us what they know. You never know who will inspire maybe even to start doing what you're doing mahali yako huko, unaona hiyo ni kitu. So now, because this is a basketball show, we have to hear something about your basketball, and this is normally one of my favorite parts. So it's like I want you to tell us, like in brief, how you got into playing basketball.
I'm happy about the structure of Hoop's Diary because it really brings out the reality about the world of basketball, what was there before and also what is currently being experienced in the world. Na jani yangu is interesting. Nikiwa mdogo to see, that is in primary school, I used to see schools like Kamsinga, by then it was in Awika. They used to have brilliant team that included players like, Mato.
Yeah.
I was still in primary school, and I knew the team. Like I would name that team FSK because my sister played for Kamsinga Girls, and then I had a brother who was in Kibabi. So the interest just grew from the family, and I would go watch some of their games. And just from seeing how they were playing, I also developed interest. I think it was just interest because in my family, we all love sports. I had a brother who was playing handball, another one was playing basketball, my sister was playing basketball, and personally I was a sporty person. I enjoyed sports more than education.
We all did.
What is cool?
Yeah.
Hatukukuwa na things like sports and stuff. We didn't participate in anything. I was in a school in Kitale, and this one got us balls, and that was the best thing that happened to me. Kwa hiyo ground yetu hiyo ya vumbi, that's where ya games in a ring, I would go out, pick the basketball ball na nianze kudribble hapo. Just emulating what I used to see that people playing in the games, So nikicheza, I was privileged to get into Butere Girls and getting to the mighty Butere Girls.
Yeah.
We had a very interesting coach at Butere Girls who also nurturing talent. So nikiingia Butere Girls, it was also another privilege because from bouncing ball in my primary school, that rough place, I also did a little bit of my ball handling, and the coach was very impressed. And I remember just getting in from one and nikaingizwa team hivyo, the first outing then that tulienda, I was part of the team, and it was really encouraging because I saw some even from fours being left out na mimi nachukuliwa kuenda, so it's not that either the coach have seen, and maybe this also builds my story because it's all about identification of talent and nurturing it at a younger age. So nilicheza high school, Butere Girls, we played. I remember the last game when I was in Form 4, we were to go to the nationals. And there's a team, I think it's Tigoi that beat us, that shattered teams. Tukajiambia what next for us. And nilipomaliza shule, sadly, I really had the aspirations to go pro because I believed that, and just from high school, anytime nilikuwa nikipata court was the time ningeenda class na ni concentrate. You know, time nimechangamka kabisa. Na kuna times, you know, we were told not to go to the court, sijui kuna assignment gani, sijui tunafaa kwenye na hizo times, those are the days wenye mimi nimefura. I don't want to talk to people because you know, we used to play with rain. And I know we're not going to have that basketball experience. I'm like, how am I going to survive? Unajua ni around 2-3 hours before the next session, jioni, the evening prep.
Yeah, the prep.
Yeah. So ninaomba tu, please stop the rain. So we got shule nikijua I really want to be pro. I really want to play basketball. But unfortunately, hakukuwa na courts kwetu. I come from Bungoga. My mom supported me a lot in the school games. Yeye ndo alikuwa ananisukuma, hebu cheza, siku moja utacheza pro. But then after high school, I don't know where to play. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know the best channels to be able to maybe get league to a court. And after a few months or a year or so, my high school coach contacted me. Akaniambia there is a team in Western that would like appreciate your services. Unfortunately, I was in between college. I had moved to Nairobi then, and the team was in Western. You know Western Delights?
I know Western Delights.
Yeah, I started the Western Delights. So I did join Western Delights for a while, but I couldn't manage, you know, the traveling and Nairobi. So ilikuwa a little bit of a hassle. Na nimekuja Nairobi, though I had been living in Nairobi, but I didn't know much about the basketball scene in Nairobi. So bado sikuwa najua. And from there, I would ask my sister, whom do you know who can connect me to a team? I really want to play and all those things. I joined a community team. I was staying in Gigiri, kulikuwa na KTP. And that's where I started now, networking and getting to know people and linking up with people. And then I joined the campus in Kemu. We started the Kemu basketball team. Yes. So with a number of friends, we started the Kemu basketball team because we were all schooling at Kemu. And that is where now I got to know the basketball scene and teams and who are the best. Whom can I be able maybe to look up to on the team that I aspire to join? So that journey, I played through campus, after campus, completed campus. You know, after campus, always endelea kucheza. Kemu was very strict. You cannot play if you're not up to date. And then so nikaenda join KCA University, and I really appreciate KCA, the team, because we had a very unique coach. You are our neighbors. We used to play.
I remember.
So we had
have you seen the court right now? Have you seen that court?
Coach Goro? No, the court have not seen it. Has it been
you can see it now. Na ilikuwa iko na mapotels and what not. Right now, it is very smooth and green.
The longest time kurudi huko.
You should go and check it out. It is very good. It is made. Yeah, but I remember you guys training on the other court.
When the court was the court with Coach Victor, and I really appreciated them because one thing that I learned from them is that they used to know an individual, their strengths, their capabilities, and that's what they built to be able to build a team, you know. So going there and also just building a team, and the best thing about being in a team was just not the basketball bit, but creating the networks and friends. Because from there, I was able to also just build a bigger network around basketball, fraternity family that also linked to other opportunities. You know, I left, I went to COP, I went to Storms, and just learn how it works. Ukienda Coop Bank, it means you're getting a little bit of chunks.
Yeah, I remember. Mulikuwa na Masi?
Sorry?
You played
But-
at the same Masi, Etienne.
Yes, basi Etienne.
Yes.
Na Val. So ikanifunza ya kwamba pia sports, if it is run well, then it means that people can be able to earn a living from it. Unajua? So then just about the game. Yeah? And mimi na appreciate sana from basketball ilinijenga personally as an individual. My confidence is sema ati nilitokanga. Yes, I was confident from Tambo, but not just coming into the basketball scene. Kwenda kucheza pale Nyayo si rahisi. Unajua mimi nimetolewa Western, so ninaleta kucheza Nyayo. It used to feel so big for me.
Yeah.
Sweat kwanza. So it used to boost confidence, because when you are playing and there is a crowd, sometimes fear inafanya, it makes your head swell, and sometimes it intimidates you. And so as a person, nikaweza kujua the balance, how do you control yourself? And that is now my side careers, because from that, if I could be able to play in a field or in a court that is filled with people, then it means I can face anything in the world.
Yes, very true.
Time. So it has been a beautiful journey for me. I remember Kwanza Kolom, I was working as a brand ambassador in Nairobi for an electronic company. We used to do electronics. And the one thing about them is that they will stretch us a lot. Na mimi unajua yangu ninataka tafadhali saa 10 ikifika nianze kutoroka niende wapi? Nyayo. So
yes.
I'm passionate about basketball. If you're a basketballer, you understand this. How we bila kucheza. So I used to run away from work a lot ndo niende kazini. Ndo niende basketball.
Kazini.
You can imagine, inatoroka. And then I had to talk to my manager at some point. Nimwambie, I'll be doing this work this week, so that ikifika toroka, sijatoroka, I have completed my work. You can imagine, this was for basketball. And it came to now they could not accommodate me, and I could not leave basketball. So there was a push.
Yes, happy confliction.
Because there was a huge, and life now had to happen.
Yeah. And the good thing is, what I like about that is, and it's the fact that when you had that time, when you had that time, you had the energy, you used it well. You pushed yourself. You have work to do. You're still showing up at the work, and then able to go still show up at practice because you loved the game. And I feel like that is something that is, I don't know, the youth of right now, kidogo, the few that have that passion are the ones standing out. But those days, almost 70% of the players had that passion of, Mazel go hustle, Gioni, I have to find a way to get to Nyayo. After me, I remember that sometimes years ago, I did have I was in town, college, Ntamaliza maybe my class at around, maybe even 2. But I'll stay in class, use the computer, design stuff and whatnot, just to, even I used to teach. I remember teacher Beatrice could tell me, Kolo kuja nifundishe hii class, wacha niende nifanye hustles hapa town. And I'm there teaching Photoshop. But I'm teaching because I want time to move, so that jioni nitembea hadi kutoka hapo Easy Coach, nitembea hadi near stadium. So I just train. Unaona? But and then the good thing you said is later life happened. Basically tumepea back time vizuri. Now I can concentrate on these other things, but I'll still be out of basketball. And I'm saying that because there's a video that I made that a lot of people related to. I was just reminding young guys, you have to remember your career. We're in Kenya. We're not in the States. We're in Kenya. So you can still play basketball, and it's even better when you have your own career, you're working on yourself. Don't just play basketball. Also work on your career. And I'm hoping I'll get more people like you actually who are in different careers to come and confirm this, so that also young people wasijifunge too much wanabaki na wanaona tanda hapo wanafikia tu hapo kingo ataenda. No, even in the NBA, very few people, very few people make it there. If God has planned that utakuwa. But you also have to prepare so that when that opportunity shows up, uko ready. Unaona? Yeah, but that is normally like my favorite part of this show, just understanding how somebody got into basketball. I've heard so many stories and funny stories, and I'm like, yes. And then I think you are the fourth or third person who talked about being influenced by family to go into sports, which is a good thing. And it's also a good thing that your mom supported you. And I tell young players right now, if your mom pays for you to come and train with me, your parent, go and thank them. Yeah, thank them. You didn't have these things. So go and thank them. Waangalie kwa macho, waambie, mom, thank you for paying for me. Dad, thank you for paying for me. Yeah, it is not easy to get a parent who pays for you to go and like train. But I understand. Maybe siku zetu they were concentrating on other things too. So kama size.
Waache kucheza basketball, wa concentrate na masomo yao, you know. It was never balance. Ilikuwa usome ama usome, hakuna maneno ya siasa.
But ilitusaidia
kidogo
kidogo ilitusaidia. Hata mimi nilikuwa nimeambiwa niache basketball when I was in form 3, but the teachers told my mom, we'll help him improving on his studies and whatnot, but he cannot leave basketball kwa sababu he's the one running everything. He's the coach, he's the captain. Like akiwacha imeisha. And I was like, I told my mom, sawa, it's a deal. Actually, better concentrate kwa masomo. But hey, that is good. I remember you playing at Co-op. You said you played for Storms also.
Yeah, I played for Storms.
Yes, you played for Storms. Na ile kiti yao ya sky blue.
Sky blue, yes.
Yeah, funny thing, I think I still see them using them times sai. And yeah. And I'm actually the one who branded those kits. Kitambo katuko railways. Kitambo. Hizo miaka zote, wameziweka vizuri bana, hata ninashangaa. Zimekaa bana mpaka sasa.
Mahali.
Watatuambia juu zimekaa. I was like, hizi kits zimekaa bana, they are still there. Ama wako na mingi maybe. That's why maybe zimeweza pia kukaa. Unajua women know how to plan themselves. Unapata wako na kadhaa. Yeah. Man, but that is great. That is a nice story. Now we'll just go into you transitioning into now using basketball in your career right now. I want us to go into you talking. You can share with us about it's called Imarisha Usawa. You can tell us more about it. The vision behind it, and how you're using basketball with this brand also, because I feel like it's actually a good thing that you're doing.
So for Imarisha Usawa, and before we even go to Imarisha Usawa, now when I said that life had to happen, I had to choose between building a career and playing basketball. At that time, I was being paid a little money by Top Bank that sustained my life period, by the way. So I'm really appreciative that sports can be able to be a channel of financial inclusion and independence. Yes. But it wasn't so nikajiuliza, what can I be able to do, because I know my needs, I know what I need to be able to do. And I'd also just completed my academics in the university. So with my puzzle, I got an opportunity to now go into what I had studied, and that was in line with public health activities. And just to work all, bado basketball yangu haikuisha. Nilienda, I remember Nairobi for Kisumu, and getting there bado nikatafuta team. This is my played for Lady Bucks. I forgot about Lady Bucks. I played for Kisumu Lady Bucks. Yes, we came with the team back to the National League, the
Premier League.
Yes.
Nice.
Achievement that I can be proud of, because getting to Kisumu, I was working extra hours, and then I got transferred to Homa Bay, and I will still go back to Kisumu to play. So this basketball thing, it's like kama umedungwa.
From Homa Bay to Kisumu, nasema hii game lazima.
So nilikuwa natoka Homa Bay. 12. We talk about my baby. Can you train maybe around 5? That is, I've spent 2 hours on the road, and then join them during the games. And it was still amazing. It was an amazing team. It was an amazing family. So through my work, my community work, I was also working with the adolescent girls and young women, working around economic empowerment, HIV prevention, and gender-based violence prevention. Now, working around this, I think it was just a reflection of my life, the lived experiences. I remember back in around class 5 or 6, I was taken back to Ushago. My hometown is in Bungoma, but the interior part, close to the border. I don't know if you've ever heard of a place known as Luahaha. Sirisia.
Luahaha. Nimesikia leo.
And getting there, it was very weird because one thing that my mom invested in was education. I got anytime I moved with my mom, alikuwa ananipeleka in private schools, so I also appreciate her for that. And this period, amepigwa transfer when we were in 3rd term. So she said that she could not take me because it was a very interior, remote place. I couldn't go to school there, so we went back to Shago. And getting to Shago, mimi nimetoka in an academy because academy. Nimetoka in an academy. I'm well dressed with my uniform. Ni 3rd term bado navaa hizo uniform yangu because they cannot get me a new uniform. I wasn't going to stay there for long. That was the narrative. And everybody bursts out laughing. Nashanga, am I a clown? What is not happening? Na so mimi nimefurahi, nimejivalisha vizuri kabisa. And one thing that told me is that you are overdressed. Kwa nini nimevaa bandage kwa miguu? And the bandage of my socks, my really nice pulled socks.
Yeah.
So I at first they were really laughing at me. Nikitoka tu hivi nje, they even nicknamed me a number of names. And I asked myself, what can I be able to do so that I fit in with them? So nikaanza kutoa socks, then nikatoa viatu juu wao kuvaa. Yes, I wanted to really fit in. Pia mimi natoa sweater kuna, lakini I also want to tie my sweater on my waist because I want to fit in and be like them. And then after a while, I just told myself, no, this is not me. For them, they feel like I am the vulnerable one. I am the one who's wrong. But they don't look at me as they are lacking something, So ungepata early in the morning, it's chilly because we border Mount Elgon. So with that cold, wanafunzi amekuja, ako mbutupu, hana sweater, and some of the uniforms zimeraruka. So nikifanya kazi, those were the pictures that came back to mind because I was changing a community, knowing that back home, my community is even worse, And I started just mobilizing from friends. I would mobilize funds, ninaenda na support mtoto mwenye najua ni wa jirani or maybe a family that I know. I will get them shoes, I'll get them maybe books and stuff like that. It started as just something small and it grew inside me because I felt it was a calling, So I asked myself, I scaled this up. That was in around 2024. I was still employed, but I wanted to do it now professionally. So that is how, from these experiences, we started Imarisha Usawa. And if you look at the mantra of Imarisha Usawa, it's all about living beyond today. Because what made them happy that day was not the future that they should be living for. So we want them to look at life beyond what is in their plate. We want them to see beyond what they're used to. Yeah. Sababu unajua wewe penye uko hapo kolo, you look at a situation that you are in and feel like this is normal. But it's not normal. You can do better, you can get better, and there's just a system somewhere enye inafanya that you are not able to get that better. It could be your parent who's denying you those services and resources that. So us as Imarisha, we are here to become a catalyst so that we are able to support our communities, especially our girls and women, because of these new experiences. In my class, Koloneza kuambia, from a class of maybe over 20-30, the people who completed primary school are a handful, especially the ladies. Na wenye ninajua, most of them walipotea tu. Nasikia huyu alipata mimba huku, this one got pregnant, this one got married off before primary school. Then
before
we went
primary school.
Completing primary school. That is in grade 5. Na hakumaliza hata grade 5. So just following after now getting the knowledge that I had, I wanted to follow up on now classmates. Mwenye nilipata mwenye tunaweza ongea is by the time I think I was around 23 or something, was already a mother of 3. Hakumaliza shule. So people just got lost in the system. I don't know where they went to. They are not there. Kama hakuolewa, alipata mimba, and now they're just living a miserable life. So those lived experience really later gave birth to Marisha Osawa. We are looking at see how do we prevent this? How do we ensure that girls and the young people, even the boys, transition through the system? Unajua, do they have aspirations? How can they know about the future careers? Because one thing that I also noticed is that we lacked mentorship. Growing up, if you look to now, Kolo, when we do our outreaches, you go to a school and you ask the students, what do you want to become when you grow up? Wanajua teachers, they know about policy, but they don't know beyond that. So we are here to enlighten.
Imagine in 2026, mtu anafikiria bado tu teacher and police.
Police, because there is no exposure.
You
know, they can only relate to what they see.
Yeah.
I love to see. We are here. Kolo has been able to link us through technology. We feel like we are moving in the right direction, but there are so many people who have been left behind. So Emotion in Power is basically here to pull the people together with us. And maybe now you'll ask why basketball. So when we were doing our engagements, we looked at...
Wait, before you speak about that.
Okay.
I'm a church. My mind is stuck in somebody coming to school. You know, number one, guys looking at you because they thought your socks wanafikiria bandage. Ametembea mguu tupu for long mpaka akiona mtu amefunga kitu ama kivu mtu amevaa kitu anafikiria tu ni bandage.
And they only embraced nilianza kutoa hizo socks. That's when tukaanza kuongea. That's when you could relate.
In that weather, hiyo baridi, mtu ameenda na shule na mguu tupu. We are doing a good thing. Kama hao ndo tunasaidia. Hizi ni vitu wanafaa kujua so that people come through also and chip in. Like I'll be happy to know that kuna hii 5,000 yangu ama niko na pesa sana, niko na 1,100 fulani imewekwa kwa hii kitu. Ninaenda kusaidia mtu kwa huyo akwe na kiatu because my goodness. I feel like God was preparing you.
100%. Mine has been a calling because at no point did my mom ever think nitaenda kusomea ushago, but this happened. Yeah? Alafu kitu ingine pia tunafaa kujua, people think that education is about maybe the government providing capitation. Walimu waende shule wasome. Lakini hata wewe Kolo, when you are in class and you're hungry, do you ever concentrate?
You concentrate.
You can imagine being in class and you're very cold. You are thinking about how do I get warm, you know? You're seeing somebody else with the nice shoes, even on the court. When you do not have a basketball shoe, and somebody else, you never play comfortably. So it's the same thing as education. If you do not it holistically, at the end of the day, tunasema watoto wetu hawafundishwi or wana fail, but it is us and the systems that is failing these kids. Yeah? Unasema mwalimu anakuja class, anafundisha mtoto class, but mtoto anasikia njaa. Hata afikirie fundisha. Unamuuliza 1+1, they'll end up telling you 11 because at the end of the day, they just want it to be done.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Like, so these are things that we really highlight when we are talking about education and stuff for our youth.
Well, yeah. But you're doing a great thing. But that will never come out of my mind because now I'm thinking somebody na hii baridi kama si ndio tunasikia baridi sasa hapa asubuhi. Some wondering close to Mount Elgon, you are barefoot and you have no sweater. I think there are some people
the classes hazina windows.
Hazina window.
It was bad.
That is bad, man. That is bad.
Afford to get a desk for yourself, utakaa chini.
That's why at times there are some things you hear about and then you realize you should not be complaining. There are some people who are having it worse.
You'll
Things that
appreciate
you think are normal, things that you think they're just normal. There are some people having it rough, my friend. Other two, me to go to a point where I understood, even like just going to the shower. Ufungue maji itoke, umechagua ati hot, cold. My friend, kuna mtu kupita tu hiyo maji tu.
Juzi tulikuwa tuna watch kwa news venye watoto wanapigania in Turkana, wanapigania maji. Unajua unafungua ikumwagikie so that you can feel good. Somebody needs it to quench their thirst, and not even to quench the thirst, to just get a little bit upper. It's okay, you can cook that. So we are privileged.
We should be thankful. We should be thankful, and I feel like that's why hata kwa Bible limesema ni aje, ule mse anasaidia the poor ama wasiwajiezi, au ndo wase Mungu pia anasemanga they are doing God's work. Unatumia resources Mungu amekubless nazo, you are going back and helping these people. Acha man, that is good. You're actually going to talk about now how you're using how basketball now came in into
Yes, with all these experiences, basketball was always in my mind, but I didn't know that I was going to use basketball as a tool for what we are doing right now. So we went back to the community, and remember joining some fellowship. It was called Club 17, and through that we were doing community-centered projects where we go back to the community, because most of the time tumekuwa tukiona even the donors come in with what they want to ask. What the community, they don't ask about
needs.
Community want. What does Kolo want? It goes down even individual. So that is what we wanted to break, and through the community strengthening initiative, we went back to the community. We were talking to people, we were talking to policy makers, we were talking to students, and we realized that the common place where everybody just feels comfortable is sports. Sports inagongwa hivi, the student will just tell you, mimi nikisikia ni saa 10 and there's a teacher wa maths bado ako hapo, mimi nataka kufuza kwa class. They want sports, we'll give them sports. And what better sport than what I really know about basketball? I know about the schools that were playing basketball, and I also appreciate that right now CBE, right now it's CBE. CBE is also having the sports pathway. So it was very easy to integrate what we are doing into sports, just go into the communities from the teams that are from the students that we spoke to, who was interested in basketball and what is their experience, So from that's how we started now developing the project Balance 360. And Balance 360 is a project that is here to holistically look at gender inequalities and disparities that continue to suppress our young girls and young women in the communities and in school, because we want to transition through the education system. We want them to become leaders, and we also want them to be healthy. So we are looking at it holistically, health-wise, education-wise, and also building leadership in them. And through sports, specifically basketball, when you are on the court, already a leader. Wakati wewe ni point guard, if you do not control the game, how will you lead? Uko nje, you cannot. If you are big forward, uko chini, you are able to see the whole court, chini na juu. You are able to tell the guard, go this way or pass to this person. You know how we always direct with our eyes, sometimes with our fingers. That's why hiyo ndo tunatoa sasa kwa court, tunaileta kwa community. We are building leaders from the court and also taking them on the court and also at the community level. So under this program, we have a program known as Sauti za Usawa. Sauti za Usawa is Voices for Equality, where now we are voices, we are teaching them about advocacy. We are teaching them about leadership as young girls and boys. We are telling them voice is your power. The other day we were talking to team, and I told them that if you do not, a quote that I love to utilize, and also a friend of mine always uses it. A closed mouth is never. If you are hungry, you do not have the food, wewe mwenyewe hauwezi produce your food, but unaona chakula pale kulako nayo, and you don't tell Collins that you are hungry. So what happens to you? Nobody will.
Mm.
So we are teaching
Yeah.
them how to paza sauti. Just use your voice to be able to get what you want. And we are bringing on different generations. Sasa hao ni watoto wadogo, we are telling them you are the leaders of this because you know what you want. From
Yeah.
that, we are the catalyst, and because we have the networks, maybe to the leaders, the community leaders, the county leadership, the national leaders, we are able now to bring them to the ground. Can we have a discussion, the same discussion tunakuwa nayo hapa kama hii yenye tuko nayo saizi? Can we have it at a level where we do not come with our titles? You're not the president of so and so, you're not the chair lady. You are coming as Collins from Sirisia, Collins from Luandanyi. I'm coming as Waliuba, Director Imarisha Usawa, but I'm coming in as Liz Waliuba, a community or a lady who grew in Luandanyi, who understand problems in Luandanyi. So we are here to discuss our issues, listen to the communities, and together, let us build solutions together. So this is what we do with Imarisha Usawa and through the Sauti za Usawa initiative. And we've been able to see a big difference. We are seeing changes in the community. Na pia just people coming out and speaking up about the issues that they're having. And we are seeing them even saying, one thing that we also learned is that these solutions are them. Hatutakuja kukwambia fanya ni yao, anakuambia hapa nafikiria na unajua, that the problem, yes, they've been having it for a long time, but they also have the solution, because when you talk to someone, unajua akili inafunguka and you realize done it this way, So this gender-based violence, education, we are not telling them, please don't, in terms of gender-based violence, let us not keep quiet as young people. Let us talk about it. And these basketballers are becoming the agents of change. They're the ones who will be carrying this information and spreading it to the students and also the community. Or about education, we are trying to build the dependency amongst the parents. So we are not just engaging you as a student, we are bringing on board your parent. Can we start planning future early? Can we know what we'll be able to need in future, so that you don't look at Imarisha Usawa and say they are donors? No, we are not donors. We are here just as a change, because you depend on us, but we can be able to give you the information and also the techniques on how to build yourself and better the life of your child and also the and the family. So just explaining this, it's a build up from the girl herself to maybe the community, the father, the brothers, the mother, and then now you go to the community leaders, the chiefs, the nyumba kumis, and everybody who's around them. At the end of the day, it's about what do you have to offer as an individual. What can you be able to get from others, but what can you be able to offer as you as an individual? So tukiendelea kufanya hivi, tunajua that we are not building for them, but we are building with them. We are working with the communities. We are working with the young girls and young women. We're also working with the boys, because they are our allies to be able to achieve what we want to achieve in terms of development. And we cannot do it without the people who are most affected with. So basically that is what we are doing, and we are hoping that it will open more doors and better.
That is good. That is good, man. That is awesome. And we need more of that. And just from the images you've shared, from the stories you've shared, like on your social media handles and whatnot, I was like, this is something that I feel like Stamba also, she even talked about it, how she went to Turkana, guys who are playing basketball barefoot and it's like, we have to hear about Sasa now what you're doing. And so there's a program that you did up Ivyo, Kayole, Kwele Kotia CL. I think you had like a tournament or something there. I remember you have been recorded, and I think you had a program up for your court, which is
Yes, I remember.
You remember.
That was a build up to do. Yes.
That one was for?
When we are doing all these community engagements through the year, maybe we always have now the annual gathering that brings on board. Tunaita Uchawa. It's an equality festival. So for this festival, from the lessons that we've had the year long, from the engagements that we've had, so we bring these people together, we bring the policy makers, we bring community leaders, the think communities, and we're able to bring education institution, the educationists themselves, alafu our mayouth. But we focus on the girls. So we bring the girls on board, not just to play and showcase their talents, but plan. Last year we had a very nice event that incorporated a purpose-driven partnership. We had Vikapu Elite come on board just to also give the knowledge, because one thing that I did not get is the knowledge how to advance my basketball career. So I am giving and this opportunity that they're talking about. So that knowledge that they're bringing on board, because if you look at Coach Zeki and his achievements, he's been able to not only lead the Vikapu Elite, the basketball but to also take them to better height. So that is what we are building. We're not just coming to play, but can you have information on all these areas that we are talking about? If it matters policy, can you be able to come and advocate in front of the leaders who will be there and speak of what you need, maybe in your community or as a team, So it's an annual event. It will be coming also this year, June. And it's amazing through that we were able to also create those partnerships that you're speaking about with Ivona, I believe it's Ivona, where we also supported teams from Nairobi with hygiene packs and on gender-based violence, as well as menstrual hygiene information. So it's we just look at what this community needs, and we're able to tailor interventions and projects for them.
And that is good, because what I like about your program and what you're saying is that you are not just coming with solutions. You are going back to them, asking them their problems, and then through those questions and promptings, you're able to know, this particular community needs more of this. Because I've seen that thing. I don't know if it was Coach Hari Ama who were we talking about this thing, and he told me that thing. He was like, most of these people come like maybe from outside the country. They come and like they're coming to maybe bring money or bring some resources and whatnot. They are not asking, what does this particular community need? So when come here one day, umewaletea my juices na mukate na nini, but what these people need, if you could supply them with sanitary pads for all year, ingekuwa better than hizo siku moja juice na nini, and then you take pictures and then you go. But if you go back to the community and confirm, I said you need charge, and then able to do a man, then able to come with a solution, it's even easier for them to accept you in their community, because you are bringing a solution that they want, and you've been, the way you said, you've been part of the community. You've been part of the community before you even came with the solution, which is actually a great thing. And I'm a father of 2 daughters. So you're talking about girls, and now you're sorting out girls, and I'm like, hii ni kazi mzuri sana. And I'm even hoping, I'm even hoping like a plan that I have is, as they continue to grow, I mean, you like going to the market, buying stuff, and then together with them, we take them to children's home, or we take them to a place, so that they see, when we see and be like, hey, enye hapa tuko na privilege, and tuko na privilege, you should be thankful. I even tell my daughter, especially the big one, I was like, unaona imagine toka kwa tap, usitoke wache wazi. She didn't understand. So siku moja nikampeleka like in a plot where guys take shower nje, kama like malisi tuligrow, like ulikuwa unabeba maji na basin, unabeba unaenda kwa bafu iko nje, you take a shower. I was like, unajua ni nini yenye bafu, anabeba maji wanaingia hapa, so ile maji ambayo kwa basin, that is the only amount of water they can use. At times there was no water that you had to use like a 5-liter jerrycan, na unaoga nayo na unang'ara hapo, so you have to. So saa hizi yende mtu kwa nyumba, mtu akiwacha tu tap, yende anakuja kusema stop wasting water.
That's a good lesson. Unajua?
Yeye ndio mtu wa kwanza kusema don't waste water. Dad, this is wasting water. Huyu ana waste maji. Funga. So saa hizi yeye ndio advocate hapo sasa. Usiwache tap wazi, atakupeleka mbio hapo, atakukumbusha. Unaona? So you actually doing a great thing. So I'm just wondering, is it possible maybe to share, if it's possible, if you can share like a story of maybe one girl or a woman that maybe you met through this work and through your program, able to help her maybe change her mindset, ama provide her with something that imemsaidia maybe shule, like just a story yenye unaweza kumbuka. Juu unajua stories ziko mingi hapo.
So one is for basketball, the other one is not for basketball. I'll start with one that's basketball. So
Yes.
we are looking at equity holistically or gender equality. And at this time, nikianza hii kazi, I was talking to young girls in the community, and I wanted to use her story because her story has also been highlighted in some international magazines. So we are going to share this story in case somebody has data. So one thing that was wrong on my side was the misinformation that most young facing, especially in matters health, in matters development and stuff like that. So this young girl, I think at the age of 15, and she was lied to by her friend that they needed to have boyfriends. And having boyfriends, they didn't need young boyfriends. No, najua it's uko milimani. Milimani is in Mount Elgon itself.
Yeah.
Some names I don't even know how to pronounce. So the young girl had taken to the family friend, I think the uncle or something, to study there. Now this friend akamdanganya hivyo. And one thing that the other man, the man that was being linked with this young man, this young lady, the guy was HIV positive, and he believed that if he has sex with a virgin, atapona. So you can imagine it is the friend luring this young lady into moto for the sake of the man upon a HIV, without knowing that that is not how you cure HIV. So actually, she got pregnant and also got into the field. That is the saddest story that I've ever had. And when she got infected, the friend stopped talking to her, and also the man abandoned her. So at the end of the day, she got back nyumbani kwao and with child. And unfortunately, within that period, when we were talking, she was 21. She also had kids at 21, because after that, now she had no option but not to rely on men for her to be able to sustain her life. So akabakia mtoto wa pili, na mtoto wa pili pia baba akaenda, na alikuwa na mtoto mdogo. During that interview that we had, pia alikuwa ameenda. So one thing that we realized from that was another case in health, because pia yeye started taking now medication. It's being told that hiyo ni ugonjwa nitaitu kudanganya, this man is safe. So unaona amenona, that kind of information.
Kwanza hiyo kitu hiyo.
So this young girl akumaliza shule kolo, and she dropped out of school with three kids at 21, and the youngest 10. So you can imagine her, she doesn't know life totally. And when we met her, we were able to just talk to her, because she was also facing stigma at the household. We were able to the household to talk to the brothers and the parents to be able to accommodate her, knowing that HIV is not infected through these methods. Walikuwa na mnyima hata chakula, they were not sharing. No, that is not kitambo. That is 2024, 2023. That was not very long time ago. So they were sharing utensils with her. No, by then, we were thinking that stigma may reduce. So at our household, there was still stigma. And we encouraged her, we talked to her, we asked her what she can be able to do. Tukamwelea mtoto kidogo, because the kid was still very young. And after that, through our mentorship and the work that we are doing, she was able to achieve it. Na alikuwa alisomea hairdressing, because that's what she said she would love to learn. So right now she's able to income. She has her own salon at the community, and we also mobilize some the equipment, blow dryer, chair, and all those things for her to set up a salon. Right now she's doing okay, and so mentoring other young girls, telling a story. And we are proud that she did not hide, because one thing that she told us is that she has never had anyone to speak to her openly and appreciate her for who she is. So when we and then unajua ukiwa ushago, people see you as someone they cannot associate with. So when I brought her to my on board, she was very appreciative, that he speak to me this much and support me. So our success is that right now she's taking her medication consistently. Kuna time alikuwa na acha, but from the mentorship and also the following up that we've been able to do, she's getting a medication, and she's also earning a living from being And we're telling young girls there, if you do not know anything, just find someone you can be able to speak to. Find a mentor, kama ni kwa familia ama ni nje. Don't shy away and don't usikufe na shida zako, because there are people who can be able to help you. In the basket, I have a story that we are still working on, because we started last year after our Usawa festival. So the festival is not just an event that happens alafu kila mtu anaenda nyumbani na tunasahau. It walks through the journey with these institutions that we are working with, whether it's a school or it's a basketball team. If it's a team that is over the age of 18, we want to see them start an income generating activity. If it's a team in school, then through Sauti za Usawa, they are building a community that is also encouraging them to start something within the school, whether it is a social impact activity, whether it's an income generating activity. They work around it to be able to do something, so that maisha yao does not just revolve around education. It also involves learning much more than the ABCD that they are learning in school. So from that, we link up with a few teachers, and I really appreciate the coaches and teachers who participated during the Usawa Festival, because one thing that we cannot do kolo, ata leo your sacrifices, because these stories are building others.
Yes.
We need people who are passionate about their jobs, and these teachers are passionate. We are not paying them, but when you call upon them, when the kids have issues, they're the ones who raise these issues. They're the ones who go out of their way to speak to these kids, So it shows that they're not there to teach and to maybe develop the basketball skills, which they're not paid for. So them, So we had this whom by the time they were doing grade 9, they're going to high school now. They will not be able to afford the school fees and also just get items. And one thing that we are trying also not to do is the dependency, but we can come support where, just chip in where we can as Imarisha Usawa. So Imarisha Usawa is able to provide for a number of girls for the items for them to be able to join the school. The success story is that through the networks that we created during the Usawa Festival, how the system was, it wasn't right this time around. The selection, some issues. So this team worked amongst themselves to ensure that this transition of 100% of the participants who participated in Usawa Festival to the next level. Kila mtoto mwenye alikuwa grade 9 amejoin. So there was a link, and one of the girls has been able to get full scholarship at girls, and the magician getting her needs, the basic needs that she needs. So this is a girl that we are still following through, and we are hoping she's one of our education ambassadors. Ukienda kwa page yetu, you'll be able to see her speak during the International Day of Girl Child, where this last time we were advocating for education for the young for the girl child. So she's our ambassador, and we are looking forward to just her success, because through the engagements, the feedback that we got from the teacher is that she developed her confidence, and also richer, because she became the team captain, and now getting into the high school, she's able to gel a little bit better with people, because unajua ukitoa mtoto ushago unampeleka town. So we are because it's teaching them. That here we are able now to support them through education and prevent early school dropouts. And we are hoping that the story does not end where it has begun, because this is just the beginning. We are into it right now.
Yeah. Well, man, but pia wewe unajionea maneno. I'm just wondering, yani, that first story. And young men, young women out here, if you're watching this episode, umefika hii part, and you heard the story about this young girl being lied to. Na wewe hata seti, huyu ni mtu tunasema okay, he's interior, so he didn't have information, he didn't have access to internet and whatnot. Now I normally say there's a lot of information out here. There are some things, if somebody just tells you that, hey, ati ukilala na mtu akona mtu virgin, uta nini, AIDS itakutoka kama will be healed. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. And even that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this because young people right now, number one, there's some things what I've come to learn. There's some things that if you're not close to God, I won't give you the power of discernment. You must have, even if you don't pray for grace, pray for discernment, pray that God forgives you your sins. But very importantly, pray that God gives you that power of discernment, so that if somebody tells you something at twende hivi, unaumsee manze akitumwagia hii maji, all our problems will be over. My friend, you're getting yourself into covenants and rituals. Unaona? Misinformation. Yeah, misinformation. And you just have to, lazima, number one, tumeambiwa, get a mentor, somebody you can talk to. Somebody who's living a life that you will want. Unajua kuna watu, I remember when you're growing up, you used to see these matatu guys, conductors. Unajua amevaa Timberland, amevaa jeans, amevaa t-shirt, chain, and then at the same time you're watching hip videos and you're like, I want to be like that guy, I want to dress up like that, because that is what you're exposed to. And then your parents tells you no, and anakuchapa na reality anamwambia no, sio hivi. And then you're able to learn. You are lucky that we're actually able to learn that. If you're a young person, get somebody who can mentor you, and this person must be living a life that you will be interested in. So usiatu kwa mtoto tu ni mentor, unaona? Yeah, and then they at least will be able to guide you. But what you are doing, manze, is great. That is a sad story, even in sana hiyo, that she was lied to by a friend. Unaona? And funny thing, we're just talking about friends. Then you need that. Let me see if I can get it. There's a verse that I actually read today. Yeah, Proverbs 18, chapter 24. It says that one who has a reliable friend, soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So that is Jesus, of course. And that is your true friends who will stick by you and their problems. And this also friends who won't lie to you. What I can make to come in you. Sometimes also, discern. Mtu anakuambia mfanye vitu zingine. Discern. Unaona? And then make some better decisions. Think about your future. Think about your future. Think about your future na ujiulize. Hii tunafanya saizi. Hizi events najiweka nazo saizi. Will they help me in the future? Ama kesho hata nikiamka. Will this have an impact in my life? If not, this is okay. You miss out. You will enjoy him. Uko mbele, utashukuru, utasema, it was good. I missed out on going on this clubs and what this funny events. My health is okay. I'm still one. Nisijeka na magonjwa guys. Manze bana.
I love the fact that about the Bible, because even through my journey, minasemaga, the Bible has been my guide, like my guiding. Yeah, it has been my constitution, if I can say that. Because anytime that I want to do something and I open the Bible, even randomly, I'll want there.
Yes.
When the Lord spoke to me, I remember going to church and all the time I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave actually the country. But then that's the period that I was thinking about that. I went to church and the teacher preached about Jonah. Akasema kuna mezwe na samaki. Mungu amewatuma, There's power in the Bible, there's power in the word of the Lord. Because of how he's been great for me to be able to also just bless the people who are
Nice.
If it was not for God, Kolo, I would say for sure, I don't think I will be doing what I do. I don't think I will be able to even do these things that I do, because they need resources, they need so much more. But through God, you ask, it is given. Even if you ask God for that peace of mind, if you ask God when somebody is taking you astray, atakuongelesha live. Trust the Lord hears and he answers. And even the younger ones, they just need to know, how do I speak to God? Just if they understand how to speak to God, is it to me because I also know that if right now the church is receptive about matters that are really affecting us, the communities. Kitambo, kanisa ilikuwa imeshan away from speaking on the social issues. But right now, go to church, you will be taught about these things zenye tunaongelelea. Mambo ya sexual reproduction, get it in church, because they know the realities that are happening. So ask for his grace for sure.
Yeah, kabisa. Kwanza hapo, it's a great thing that church is actually doing that and talking about that. Kwa sababu now guys that learning about stuff like, the devil having a legal right, and he can have a legal right to your life ama to your even destiny through some sexual activities zenye umefanya. Hiyo maybe umejiingiza kwa altar, umejiingiza kwa covenant plan, that is sin before marriage. So if you have sin, he has a legal right. Akona legal right, even ndio iko. You endo angalia, I think it's in the book of Mark. There's something called the court of heaven. It's like a movie if you read it. Maybe nikiedit ndaiweka hapa hiyo verse. It's like a movie if you read it. Yeah, it's actually a movie. It's like a movie if you read it. That's when I realized that there's something called the court of heaven where you can go present your case. The devil will present his case and be like, no, huyu jamaa have a legal right. He sinned. So if they sin, I have a legal right. So naweza mcharaza. Lakini uzuri, God is above everything. You can present your case, he'll forgive you. And but inaweza kuwa another episode altogether, just talking about that, kwa sababu once I learned those things, my lifestyle changed. Like niligundua, no wonder I've been struggling with 1, 2, 3 some thoughts. Once I realized that and I prayed, vitu zikachange. That's even why I said saizi, me I'm a hooper after God's heart, because nilijua. Once I learned those things, I was like, my goodness. Thank you, God. I wish ningelearn hata mapema. Kuna vitu singepitia. But only now tunasemanga, it's all for his glory. Unapitia saa zingine ndio kuja ukwe testimony. Kuja uchanue mtu. But what you're doing is. You wanted to say something?
I'm saying we need testimony, so the journey one.
Yeah. Man. It has been great hearing your story, hearing what you do. You're doing some great, amazing work. Yani, I'm even now starting to think, maybe I should find a way of even just around here, just start to do something like that, maybe around here, nitafute nione where I can help. Sababu, hiyo thought ya Mount Elgon na mguu tupu na dirisha na klasa zina dirisha na mtu amevaa sweater imeraruka. Wengine tabia nayo. Hiyo kitu hijatoka.
So zingine just people want someone to speak to. So if you have
someone to speak to, yes.
And tuongea nao. Kuna wakati I was doing some mentorship program and someone ati unajua mimi sina pesa yenye nitaanza kununulia tu vitu sijui nita travel nayo. You don't need money. When I started with a voice, Mungu alinipatia sauti and it's the voice that. So through my voice, I was able to change lives because I would just speak to young people. I would speak to people. I wasn't offering them anything. At right now, we are not giving them much, but we are just talking to them. So there is power in your voice. Utilize your voice. You also have to have values because you cannot give what you do not have.
Exactly.
If you want to do it, please have something that you have to offer. Integrity that you want to build in someone, you must have it. Yeah? So you can only build what you want and who you are.
Mm.
So yes, whatever you're thinking about, please start it, because there's someone who needs you. Somebody needs your voice. Somebody needs that. Wewe unizapata mtu.
Nice. You kweli man, that is good. You start with what you have where you are.
Yeah.
Kabisa. Man, as we come to a close, maybe you can share with us what's your vision for your project, and maybe in terms of basketball, what is your vision of the program that you have right now around basketball, the festival, I mean, so that maybe people can. I'm asking that so that if somebody maybe understands the vision and they know that, oh, maybe this is how I can come in, this is how I can chip in. Somebody might be watching this and they'll say, okay, I paid your vision, so maybe this is how I can come in, because what you're doing is great. No. Yeah. Unatengenezea watu pathways, una change mindset, you're giving people opportunities through basketball, and also teaching them, giving them a platform, a voice. So if you can share maybe your vision, inaweza kuwa mzuri.
Okay, asante sana for this opportunity. I really appreciate that we had it. And vision, what I like to say that this talent in Bungoma, because I operate in Bungoma.
Represent. Yes.
We come to Bungoma, there's talent, there's height, there's hizo zote ziko in basketball. What we are lacking facilities. So even our learning institutions do not have facilities. And our vision is beyond basketball, because as you have seen, when people are building talent, we are here to build the skills that they use beyond talent. One thing that I always say, talent will open doors for us, but the skills will keep open. Yeah, the soft skills, we will be able to learn, and that is what Imarisho Sawa is here. It's here to offer them. Can we be able to learn about health? Can we maintain ourselves healthy? As you're playing basketball, what do you need to know in terms of maintaining your health, nutrition and all those things,
Yes.
health for the young people? That is what Imagine is here to offer. In terms of education, can we come together and utilize the basketball court as a channel to retain our students in school? Because we've already seen it's possible. What they really want is the opportunity to play, So when they get this opportunity to play, then they are able to go through the education system. In terms of leadership, we are here to give them the leadership skills and knowledge as And the basketball court is our meeting point. We do not have the courts in Bungoma. Is to have an institution where we can be able to integrate basketball knowledge and skills. So we are bringing the basketball talent, the basketball development, but we are also building our future leaders, where we can be able to nurture them holistically, spiritually, socially, physically, and also mentally, because mental health is a very big issue, especially amongst the young people. So we want to build their self-esteem, we want to build their self-awareness, we want to be able to provide common soft skills that will be able to nurture them as they'll be able to carry as they move
as they grow.
From primary to high school to the career world. They need to know that. We want to be able to give them information of career pathways in sports, especially basketball, because so many people just believe that for basketball, mi nataka kucheza niingie Panda. That there is more than Panda,
Yes.
There's basketball journalism, sports journalism. There's sports management that they do not know. What Collins is doing here, Collins should be able to come to Bungoma and tell us what he's doing.
That will be great. I can. That one tunaweza panga vizuri sana. That will be great. Yes.
For us to holistically build this young person to a model that is emulatable, When who is Waliuba Elizabeth, I'll be able to tell you who Waliuba Elizabeth is from the development through the court, This that are able to receive the knowledge that I've been able to receive and what it has impacted in my life. So we are here for support, definitely, to be able to build our academy back in Bungoma that I know will be able to serve so many people, to be able to build talent, open doors for them career-wise, and also professionally, and keep the doors open through the skills, the soft skills, and the technical skills that we're providing. And it will be us serving God through serving God.
Well said, well put. Now, something that I feel like is very important, because now we talked about partnerships and what's not. I think it will be good if people know how they can get in touch with you in terms of Imarisha Usawa, the program. So maybe how they can get in touch, maybe how they can partner with you guys, so that muendeleze hiki kitu mnafanya mzuri. So if there's a way people can get in touch, let us know. Maybe if ukishare, if it's a link, maybe I'll go nitaiweka pia kwa caption new video. But I think it's good people to know that, so that people can partner with you, and as you continue doing this great work.
You were asked about the annual Usawa Festival in South East. So our annual event will be happening this year in June. That is June 8th and 21st. And the event is special. Last year we had 2 days. This year we would like to have a 3 days event, where the first day is a day of learning and engagement and networking, because we'll be having intergenerational dialogue that we partner with our partner. I know we'll be able to mention when it's fruitful.
Yes.
So we are inviting participants, we're inviting donors and sponsors, and also we're just inviting collaborators. You don't think about the monetary value of it. Think about what you can be able to offer to impact lives. So to Bungoma, Kibabi University for the Usawa Festival 2026. And contacting us, if you go on the social medias, Imarisha Usawa, on Instagram, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, we are also on YouTube. Not very active, but I know we'll be active more. So anyway, just search Imarisha Usawa, and also our website, www.imarishausawa.org. And if you have any, you'll find the contacts. We have a phone number that is always active, or I can mention 0713 15 15. It's very easy to come. On our email addresses, you can always find them on our social media platforms. So Imarisha Usawa is our social media handles. And the work that we are doing.
Nice. I'll link them on the description of the video, so that people can easily access. I'll link them. If you're watching this, utazipata hapo chini, the social medias and the website, or even just the website, and then through that now you can get all these other social media platforms. But I'll link it up. Yeah, you're doing a great thing. If guys, if you want to donate, you want to partner, kuna kitu hapa this year, be part of it. They're doing some great work, and I feel like if there's an opportunity for you to partner with somebody doing, or an organization doing God's work, man, you've had the stories, partner, and you're a big part of someone's story. Call, make a phone call, know what you need, and you can even take up some part of the festival. So me part, I'll take it up. The event is more successful. So before we close the show, I'm going to ask you, this is the last part, I'm just going to ask you some 3 quick fire questions, rapid fire questions, and then we can call it an episode. Actually, imeenda hata vizuri sana. Ilikuwa tu leo. Imeenda vizuri.
Leo.
Imeenda vizuri. Vizuri sana. So, the first question is, I want you to finish this sentence. If sports could teach every child one thing about life, it would be?
The possibilities that they are there in sports.
Nice.
Okay. Talent opens doors.
The
skills keep them open, and that is through sports.
Nice. Very true. Second question is, one piece of advice you'll give every young athlete listening today.
from my heart, I will say you are who you build. It's not somebody else. You can have mentors, you can have people you look up to, but they are not. So you build yourself. You are your own brand. You have to own it up, and and you just involve God in everything that you do, because we live in a spiritual world for sure. So as you build, please involve God.
I like that. You are what you build. That is man, that is awesome. Nishaanza kuona t-shirt hapo. Unajua mimi ni quotes. Ni t-shirts yangu. Niko na custom t-shirts. Quotes. Yeye inaenda kwa t-shirt. You are what you build. Hiyo ni kali. I like it. The last one is what's your favorite basketball memory? Competitive or just a fun memory? Inaweza kuwa any.
That I'll even send you a photo. There's we were playing, I think to get the Premier League or something at KCA. I think we went 2 overtimes with was it KU? It should be KU. I'm not sure. Yeah. And I was super tired. So I have that photo. I'll share with you on WhatsApp. And the coach, I was telling coach I need to go and have a rest. Akaniambia hauwezi catch any. And kwa hiyo picture, I always see that picture, and Coach Vicky always reminds me with that photo. That's story. And I remember, I believe we won that game after over 2 times. I think we had gone to the 3rd one. So na nimeinama hivi chini, unajua vile tunashikanga magoti. Always my favorite memory, because it taught me resilience. It taught me when you need it most, that's when you can also break, because over time you're feeling, then you're touched, and you need to win this for you to go to the next level. So it taught so many things, and that I'm glad that photo is always there. Whoever God bless you. It has some great memories, and it also leadership that period, because if I would have cracked, then it meant that the whole team was down, I wasn't the captain, but I was a leader in my own way in that. So I think that's my favorite memory. And that
is good.
About it, you've just asked me, and that picture came to mind.
That is true. That is the answer from the heart, because I mean you can even remember the image and everything. That is a favorite memory. Hiyo ni ya ukweli. Yani say ile pa hakika nafikiria. That really that means that means that game, that situation, that environment, that day made an impact, a true impact. No wonder you're able to still and remember it up to right now. That is good, man.
Got it.
Yeah, and then you won. You see, that is this coach. I'm forgetting his name. He was the former coach of Spurs. He said during his speech, when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, he said that the wins, the championships, those are just small things. Like they really don't matter. The important things are the experiences and the relationships during those runs, during those periods when you're in a team, the relationships you built, the experiences you had, just like what you're talking about. And that's why you're able to remember that. You said you won, but the first thing you talked about was the experience that you had. 3 overtimes. Out. Yeah.
Ile kusekenye mnasekiana tungangane tu, unaambia mtu like, please, this is all we have, and it's amazing that hakuna mtu alikuwa nakasirika. Even when we were making the mistakes, we will just tell each other tuende rudi different.
Hapo sasa yani mnajua when you get to that now we are a team. Hata mimi nakumbuka in high school during we played a friendly game with the handball team as the basketball team, and the teacher said now the basketball team nyinyi ndio mnakuja with half of the players of my handball team, kwa sababu tuliwafunga ni kama game ya basketball. So we had to play handball in school, and I remember tukiwa finals, my arm was so tired because unajua narusha mpira hivi kila time, so my arm was so tired, my bicep was so tired, yani ilikuwa iko fatigued mbaya. And I remember telling my friend Brian Abonge, now I can still remember it because it was an experience. I was like, bro, manze tulishapeleka hii chuo tukafika tukakuwa number 3 provincials, kitu je fanyika hii shule manze ni saa tu tusipoenda provincials, and they're like no tujisukume bana, we go, and I remember we went back in and we won that game. So the experience was more important than even the victory. So I like that you talked about the image. Make sure we do image. Yeah, share your image. I'll add it on the video.
Reminded me of that story. Sijaifikiria kabisa for sure. I always see it, but not try into it. It happened during this conversation for sure.
Yes. That is good. Yeah, man. This was a great, powerful conversation. You know, if there's anything I hope somebody takes away from today is that basketball is more than a sport. You know, it's a platform. I normally say it's a stage. You know, it's a classroom. You learn a lot. Basketball is life. And, you know, in the right hands, it's a tool for real change, like what you're doing right now. And your journey reminds us that, you know, lessons we learn through the court, teamwork, resilience, leadership, you know, don't stay there. They prepare us to serve, to lead, and to lift others, which is a great thing. So, every young athlete listening or watching this, your game has a purpose. Where what you're going through right now might be hard, but maybe it will be the same thing you're going to come to save people from. Rana, Elizabeth alikuwa kwa shule where people laughed at her because alikuwa amevaa socks. And it was so strange, guys were laughing at her because amevaa socks. Now she's the one going back there and making an impact. You know, so yeah. Imagine. So yeah, we might be going through something right now, but you never know. You're to save now what later on because you'll have first-hand experience. And to every coach, parent, mentor, teacher, never underestimate the impact you of what you're doing to these young people, these young players right now. You understand? So keep on doing that. Keep on helping these young players, and you know, nurturing them to the best of your ability. And when Elizabeth ametuambia, you cannot teach what you don't have. So make sure you have the right values so that able to translate them, able to give them to the guys that you're working with. But other than that, man, this has been a great episode. I've really enjoyed it. It has been loading for some time, but it was meant to happen today. Nimekuambia story kwenye nimekuja na jam, lakini ambulance saved the day. Imekuja tu mbele yangu hivi nikasema pita. Na nikaifuata nikapenya jam nikafika hapo on time. Tukaweza kurecord. So hiyo inakwambia God had planned it. God sent them. My people, there's somebody I need you to get home so that they record a very good episode. Enda mbele ya kolo hapo na mfu. Open the ways. I think that ambulance was like Moses. They just the river. I mean, nikapita tu nikapenya katikati yao hakuniona. Yeah, so you can just tell us like your last closing remarks and then call it an episode.
So, I would say there's power in sports, and we know the issues that are affecting sports in terms of abilities, participation, and maybe my parting thought will just call on all partners, stakeholders, and right now we have, specifically for basketball, we have the Kenya Basketball Federation to be able to support the athletes, because these are the people who are holding the federation. No Kenya Basketball Federation about the athletes, you know.
True.
Depending on them to act, to be able to facilitate athletes, to be able to support athletes' development and also coach development, because without the coaches, then you will also not fulfill the athletes. In grassroots, let us not forget the grassroots teams within us, and together we can be able to build something really beautiful in Kenya. Right now, there's a wave is moving around, and I'm glad that NBA is currently really interested in Africa and building Africa. So as they are building Africa, we have to build our own. Let us be Kenya of building the grassroots, and to develop an ecosystem that is supportive for us, that is suitable, an environment that can be able to nurture talent and also sport and careers for our young people. I believe it can, and only on all this, it cannot compete. Let us partner and let us build amazing stories for our young people and for the future generations. You know, when I say that, thinking about tomorrow, but starting today with who we are today, we need it. I need it. There's nobody else who needs it. So let us come together and work together and be able to be in that beautiful story for the world.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming through. I hope you guys enjoyed it like I enjoyed the show. There are some stories here that I now will never leave my mind, and I'll have to start where I am. Like, I'm really inspired from this episode, like from the work that you're doing. Like, man, it is really inspiring by what you're doing and the impact that you're making through basketball, through your career. Guys, I talked about your career. Very awesome now. Because of her career now, she's able to make impact through basketball. So don't forget about your career. It's very, very important. Now, if you go to value, if you enjoyed yourself, like, subscribe, share it with your teammates, and if you're inspired, take action. If you're even inspired more, take action by partnering with her program. Because you've seen what they are doing. So guys, until next time, keep growing, keep serving, and keep hoping with purpose. This has been Hoop Diaries with Collins from me and Elizabeth. Peace out till the next episode. Asante sana Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Collins, for having me. That's kind of
Nice.
Yo, lace up the kicks, it's that time again. Collins in the lab, letting stories begin. From the court to the mic, he breaking it down. Hoop dreams, real talk, no cap, no clown. Bounce like a dribble, mind sharp like a pivot. Life lessons in the game, he gon' make you feel it. Late nights, bright lights, goals in the fog. Every episode a gem, welcome to the Lord. On Hoop Diaries, yeah, it's more than a score. It's heart, it's hustle, it's truth at the core. So press play, lean back, let the moment ride. It's Collins on the mic, take that journey inside.